You're listening to Mr. Suave at MrSuave.com.
They're probably foreigners with ways different than our own. They may do some more folk dancing.
Oops, he did it again. He's made another Modcast.
I'm coming home, baby, now. Oh, get messy with me.
Hey, barkeep, whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
The best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees. I want money.
Now I'm walking out for sunshine. I'm waking up to the dance line.
All the children sing. Hey, Bungalow Bill, what did you kill? Bungalow Bill.
You better get on up, cause it's time to rock.
You are listening to Mr. Suave's Mod World at MrSuave.com and on modradiouk.net.
Interrupting all programs.
It's a mod world.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Contrary to what you hear on the internet, Mr. Suave is not the sexiest man alive, but he is the sexiest modcaster. Here he is, host of the Mod World, Mr. Suave.
If that opener seems out of step, then it's probably because you can't dance. Welcome to Modcast number 525, Soul Transfusion. Northern Soul has always been a foundational part of the mod scene. And, well, everything else in music, as it turns out. Since its early 60s roots in British dance halls, right on down to the boss himself, just this year no less, Northern Soul has wormed its way into all manner of genres and tickled the psyche of bands and artists from all walks of music life. So I thought I'd single out a few interesting byways and sideways of Northern Soul, or at least how it has transfused into other music too. I kicked off the show with Few and Far Between from 10,000 Maniacs. That song could have lit up the Wigan casino floor, no doubt. Was originally on the band's huge 1992 hit album Our Time in Eden. Came to my attention in 1993 on a special edition CD, maxi single CD from Rock the Vote. Remember them? 10,000 Maniacs were the act on all four of the little EP's songs, and they were joined by the JB Horns, part of James Brown's band, for Few and Far Between. And on other songs, they included R.E.M's Michael Stipe and Talking Heads' David Byrne. But Few and Far Between, man, it's just a fantastic Northern Soul fast trotter. 10,000 Maniacs have been around for quite a while, got their start in 1982, so I went back and revisited some of the band's early 80s stuff and was remembering that they could have easily been lumped into the Paisley Underground with their kind of jangly power pop sound in those days. Of course, their sort of preachy politics is what a lot of people remember, especially off of Our Time in Eden. But the songs on that album really stand out, with lots of soul flourishes throughout, even not as purely Northern Soul as Few and Far Between, but you can still get hints of it throughout there. So this is what you can expect throughout the rest of the modcast. Northern Soul has infused and been transfused into all types of music, most notably, I think, probably in the 80s new wave and synth pop scenes. But in other places too. We'll check all that out. As well as some very modern instances right up to this year from some unusual suspects. As always, you can get the full track list and lots of cool bonus tracks in the third set over at MrSuave.com. As I said, Northern Soul bit lots of people. Even took a bite out of some power-popping glam rockers.
Into your blood, go out and get you. If you down on my knees, beg you baby please, cry a million tears. Do you want me to call you on the phone, beg you to come home, think of all the years when I once lived in paradise, when the love light shone in your eyes. Oh baby, what can I do when I still love you? What can I say when I still want you? What can I do? What can I say? You'll never know this way. Do you want me to follow you around everywhere in town? Do you want a clown? Why do you treat me mean and cruel, breaking every rule? Can I be your fool? We can make this our happy home, so come back where you belong. What can I do when I still love you? What can I say when I still want you? What can I do? What can I say? You'll never know this way.
an uncommercial for the Uncola. 7-Up. If you're wet and wild and made to go the cola's one better, who needs commercials? This uncommercial was brought to you by the Uncola. 7-Up.
you back by my side. But I just keep on laughing, hiding the tears in my eyes. 'Cause boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. Boys don't
You're listening to Mr. Suave's Mod World at MrSuave.com and on modradiouk.net.
You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. The most famous is never get involved in a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known is this: never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Bouncing, 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 stepping, 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 spinning, spinning, spinning. There's no dancing I like better than to Northern Soul or Northern Soul inspired songs. As I said earlier, the music of the 80s might have been the most Northern Soul influenced of any decade since the 60s. Like that last one right there was a perfect example of an 80s song turned into a soul number. And just recently, too, by the great soul cover act out of New Zealand, Jamie and the Numbers. Their take on the Cure's classic Boys Don't Cry. It's so perfectly done. If you didn't know already, you can be forgiven for thinking it was actually a 60s original, right? That's off Jamie and the Numbers' 2021 album, You Don't Love Me, off the Superfly Belfast label. And that album also includes a Northern Soul spin on The Who's the Seeker, and a nice cover of Shout to the Top. Definitely worth checking out. Redoing songs of the 80s as sort of Northern Soul numbers was something that Men of North Country did so well. I got one of theirs up as part of the bonus third set over at MrSuave.com. Again, tying those two decades and those sounds together. It would be hard to have a Northern Soul theme show without talking about one of the great men of music. Absolutely one of my most favorite of all time, Mr. Burt Bacharach. That was him right up ahead of there. He and pal Hal David penned some of the genre's greatest hits. The original of Little Red Book was pure Northern Soul, and only later got turned on its head by Arthur Lee and Love, who they changed the tempo, made it a very, I think, cool garage rocker. Burt disagrees. Didn't take kindly to that, and boy, he lets people know. I saw him at Jazz Alley a few years back, and, he seems normally a calm, cool, collected, even gentle man. But man, he lit up Love with some F-bombs and just ripped them a new one, making it very clear that he hates their version. He also penned I Say a Little Prayer, which Aretha Franklin did the most Northern Soul version of that, though Dionne Warwick seems to get more attention. And Bacharach even compiled and released a Northern Soul box set, not just his stuff, but many other great writers and composers, so safe to say he knows a thing or two about the genre. But, like many youngins, I'm guessing I was first exposed to Always Something There to Remind Me with the 1982 release of the song by Naked Eyes. I loved it. It wasn't until a bit later I figured out it was really a Northern Soul song and from Bacharach originally. But I loved it then as I do now. It's a great song, lots of great versions, but this one is always going to have a little soft spot in my heart, I suppose. Right ahead of that, another poppy new wave 80s track. That was from Bananarama, State I'm In, which after their more new wave-ish 81 solo album and then a couple of years tour of duty backing up Funboy 3, Bananarama returned for their sophomore release in 1984, which included this song, State I'm In, and a couple of other little ditties you might have heard of, Cruel Summer, Robert De Niro's Waiting. But at State I'm In is just total Northern Soul goodness. Ahead of that, you heard one of the most soul-infused of the 80s pop wavers, along with, Dexy's Midnight Runners. They absolutely have to be the most soulful, right? Or close to it. And Haircut 100 was pretty soulful at times. Joe Boxers. That was the Joe Boxers right there. Joe Boxers wore their soul influences proudly on their sleeve, I would say. That was probably their best-known song, Just Got Lucky. It's from their Soulful album, pun intended. That was 1983's Like Gangbusters. Check out their Essential Boxer Beat Greatest Hits collection, which really does show the band at their soulful best. And ahead of that was the new wave group that I think most helped put Northern Soul into the club music scene and introduce it to folks like me and others in the early 80s, people listening to alternatives to pop music at the time, the new wavers, the new romantics, and so on. And that was, of course, Soft Cell. And they originally did it with their classic treatment of Tainted Love, but often overlooked is what I think is even better. This one right here, What? Yeah, it's just called What. Originally a hit 1968 for Judy Street. The song was never popular in the US, and, well, sadly, Soft Cell never really changed that either. In the US, it just never dug into that stuff the way they did in the UK. Still, I think it's their best soul-infused effort, really. And before that, one of the many mod revivalish numbers that were just pure Northern Soul. I tried to pick out one of the lesser-known accent songs. You've heard a lot of the others all before. This one is All I Ever Wanted by the B-Team. Mid-80s modish beat band. There's a nice live collection of their singles called Window Shopping, out from Roundel Records. I've got a link up on the Modcast homepage at MrSuave.com, so you can find that. Finally, getting it all going, I kicked off the first set with a power-popping glam rock version of Tell Him. It was originally released in 1962, was first a hit for the Exciters a year later, and then for Dean Parrish and many others down through the years, proving again the reach of Northern Soul. Such a reach that even Kenny Loggins took this one on, changed it to be called Tell Her. So I guess he was didn't want that whole Tell Him vibe for his song, but called it Tell Her and put an 80s kind of spin on it. Still had some soul in the heart of it though. This version is by mid-70s glam rockers Hello, and while it's instantly recognizable as the song, it's also instantly glamish too. Much better than Kenny Loggins' version. Let me know what you're thinking of my take here on the reach of Northern Soul. You can chat me up at all the usual places out there, Facebook, Instagram, even Twitter. Yep, I'm still on Twitter. But not TikTok, never TikTok. Okay, just to prove that Northern Soul is still alive and kicking, and no one ever said it wasn't, let's check out some more contemporary, modern instances, if you will. First up, from the turn of the century, it's Spearmint, right here in Mr. Suave's Mod World.
This song's dedicated to some of the best bands in the country, some of the bands we never got to hear, bands that never got any records out, never got played on the radio, never got written about in the press. This song's dedicated to Open Up. This song's dedicated to Seg Liquidator. This song's dedicated to Super Swords. This song's dedicated to Arga, Kicks, Interrogate, Seize the Infidels, Chance, and Laverne and Shirley.
I sometimes feel I'm sweeping the nation, showing my invisible friend. This is where I used to live. Well, doesn't she blow Neverland? Emasculation of a good friend is nothing I should be singing about. The tattoos all look gold and faded and stupid with a suit. Before they took the beach away, you used to walk your brains right up the coast, but you ended up sweeping the nation. That's such a sad, sad loss. A sculpture when the summer comes, a butterfly in winter. I got kicks, interrogated, seize the infidels, chance, love and Shirley. I've been wasting my life. I've finally realized I've wasted so much time. Are we as happy as when we had no money? Yes, we are, but that's not why. Crippling failure, you get crippling success. Well, doesn't she blow Neverland? I've got a red word and transistor. Everything sounds best on that. So just make sure you sweep the nation. I wanna hear you on that. 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 Well, that's my story and I'm sticking to that. I remember standing under Barker Bridge in Newcastle with Michael Bradshaw, and Mickey turned to me and saying, Shirley, don't worry. As long as you stick to what you believe in, everything you want will come to you. You think the world will melt if you whistle. There's a certain spring in your stride. You face the future like a heat-seeking missile. You got yourself a smile a mile wide. Yes, you have. Viva love. Viva love, viva love, viva love. Viva love. Viva, viva love. helter-skelter. Just steal your nerves for a bite of knuckle. Viva love. Denied. I'm charging your tanks with slingshots and knives. My troops, they retreat, they run for their lives. I'm facing defeat, but somehow love survives. Viva love, viva love, viva love.
time tomorrow, we're all gonna be 5 inches deep in some buns, son.
Darling, I was a fool to deny all those things my heart was saying that you said we're through. If there's a chance, I'll take it. Whatever it takes, I'm a man. And I'm proud. I was wrong. Now I'll fight to get you back in my arms. I'll be strong. Give me time and you'll see it. I'll make you believe it. I realize that I'm lost here without you, and I wanna live my life loving you. Yes, I do. Once I believe I should hide all my feelings deep inside, but you lose when you do. Now I can give all I'm taking. This promise I'm making. I realize that I'm lost here without you, and I wanna live my life loving you. Yes, I do. 5 o'clock in the morning, alone in my room. You're not here beside me. Another new day is dawning. What can I say or do to get back to you? Oh, yeah. Five o'clock in the morning, alone in my room, and you're not here beside me. Another new day is dawning. What can I say or do to get back to you? I can't stand it. Whoa, I realize that I'm lost here without you, and I wanna live my life loving you. Yes, I do. I realize that I'm lost here without you, and I wanna live my life loving you. Yes, I do. Yeah, I wanna live my life, live my life, live my life loving you.
Miscommunication, tailored altercations, sing to yourself at night. So come a little closer, dear. You know I find it kinda hard to hear when you are whispering like that, and you're diving in deep, the world at your feet. An oyster, but you can't break the shell. We're sitting on a carousel, bang bang. My God, I know this all too well. So let me save you from yourself, because Caroline, you're living on the edge this time. But it ain't nothing personal, no, no, just something that you need to know. It's problematic, cosmological. Take my hand, I'm gonna lead the life that you planned, 'cause you're gonna be just fine, my Caroline. My Caroline. Spanish Inquisition, another contradiction. You gotta get out of this place, 'cause this ain't serendipity. Hell no, I made to measure tragedy without a fortune to be told. A big pile of dreams, epiphanies, I've heard them all before, but you are not a you need to know. It's problematic, cosmological. Take my hand, go and lead the life that you planned. 'Cause you're gonna be just fine, my Caroline. My Caroline. Can't stop running away. This feeling's got a hold of me. Can't stop running away. This feeling's got a hold of me. Caroline, come and take my hand, you'll be alright. Yeah, you're gonna be just fine, my Caroline. Yeah, you're gonna be just fine, my Caroline. My Caroline. Gonna be just fine.
The boss is back. That's right, that was Bruce Springsteen right there with his brand new single, just released on Columbia Records. Has a whole album of covers. Title is Only the Strong Survive. And you gotta say this about Bruce Springsteen, he has survived. The album has the gravelly voiced singer bullying his way, I would say, through 15 covers of 60s and 70s soul and R&B tunes. This one I think is the best on the album. For me, I just don't think Bruce's voice is all that well suited to soul music. But the songs are tight, it's well produced of course, and so the album is pretty listenable. This is the classic Northern Soul song from Frank Wilson, Do I Love You? Indeed I Do. Became legendary when the original demos and recordings were destroyed. Something like only 2 to 5 records survived, they say, because of its scarcity. Naturally became a huge hit at Wigan and other dance halls. And you gotta wonder where somebody found one of those few recordings and was able to start playing it, right? Reportedly, a copy sold for over £25,000 about 10 years ago. Pricey. Before that was the wonderful Emma Noble, joined by Nick Corbin on We Gonna Live Forever. It's the B-side to their Back on Track single, released earlier this year by the great modern soul label Big AC Records. Here's another new one ahead of her. That was from Miles Kane. He was doing Caroline from his latest album, Change the Show. Good album. Lots going on there, from kind of a poppier indie rock to the northern soul here of Caroline. And there's a couple of other very soulful tracks where he's joined by Kareem Bailey Ray. Check out the video for that one as part of the bonus third set up at MrSuave.com. Before that, a surprisingly poppy bit of soul from Kiss's Paul Stanley. Under the moniker Paul Stanley Soul Station, he released a whole soul album, mostly covers, but a few originals too, which is cool, including this delightful number, I.O.I. I've been digging the next album for a while. It's from Ben Pirani. I've liked it ever since it dropped in 2018. And I can't believe I haven't included anything from it on the Modcast yet. But I checked, and darned if I haven't. So, correcting that right here, Ben Pirani. This is Light of My Life. It's from Pirani's absolutely fantastic soul record, How Do I Talk to My Brother? It's from Coal Mine Records. Heavily recommended. Or is that highly recommended? I don't know. Anyhow, it's recommended. And bringing us sort of full circle to the Northern Soul influence on 80s synth pop for the first full circle. We'll get to the second later. Before that was Viva Love. That was from ABC's Lexicon of Love 2, released back in 2016, and is thematically and musically a sequel to the band's first huge hit album, Lexicon of Love. This latest album picks up right where ABC frontman and mainstay Martin Fry left off in the 80s, and delivers exactly what fans want and expect, as well as delivering some mature insights and making it all contemporary at the same time. Not easy to do, so kudos to him. And starting it all off, I played probably the most Northern Soul sounding Northern Soul song ever. It's a total love letter to the sound and genre. It's from soulful Britpopster Spearmint, featuring the great Andy Lewis and Shirley Lee. That track, Sweeping the Nation, released in 1999 as a single off Spearmint's debut LP, A Week Away. What a great start to a great run of albums from Spearmint. Love those guys. So that's it, folks. Time to sweep up the talcum, pack up the 45s, and turn it in until next time. I hope you were digging the Northern Soul sound on this Modcast. Lots more good tunage available on the Modcast homepage at MrSuave.com. Over 500 shows to listen to. I know, it's a lot, 16 years worth, so a little something there for every taste. Except death metal. This show's been Cannibal Corpse free for 16 years, and I'm not about to screw that up. Alright, finally, back to Bacharach. He is such a wonder, and such a powerhouse for Northern Soul songs. So, for the second time we come full circle, back to Bacharach, and back to a type of psychedelic new wave, maybe? It's almost like if the Doors had played Northern Soul, even though it's over 6 minutes long and has a decided light my fire vibe to it. It isn't the Doors, of course. This one sports some crunchy guitars, a sonorous psychedelic organ solo, a throbbing beat, and the very, very unmistakable vocal stylings of one of Punctum's great crooners. It takes a Northern Soul sad classic of, tears and lost love, and just spanks it and turns it into a piss-off kiss-off. From 1978, Northern Soul's long tentacles are revealed on this one, the Stranglers' version of A Walk On By. I'm Mr. Suave. Thanks for listening.
Streets, and I start to cry each time we meet. Walk on by, I'll walk on by and make believe that I can see the tears that let me breathe. I'm private, cause each time I see you, I just wanna cry. I'll walk on by, I'll walk on by. Losing you, and so if I seem so broken in pieces, walk on by, I'll walk on by, and foolish pride, if I can't see the tears, then let me hide all the tears and the sadness you gave me when you say goodbye.